What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that way you are aware of new videos, which are every week, so you don't want to miss out. Okay, today we're taking a look at the all-new Meepo Voyager. Yes, this thing is highly anticipated. The specs on this thing are absolutely insane, and if they're anywhere close to what they're saying, then this board will definitely be flying off the shelves for sure. We actually put it up against some other top name boards like the Wowgo AT2 Plus, also the Zealot S from Backfire, and the Titan X from B1. We gave the board a little bit of competition to kind of see where it stands against these other high performance boards. Okay, right out of the box, the board looked sick. I was really impressed with the quality. You can definitely tell that they took their time with the craftsmanship here. The board is made out of fiberglass and bamboo, which is pretty common and also makes for a pretty comfortable ride. It does have a good flex to it, and it has a solid resistance where it actually just shoots you back up. The grip tape is slightly padded, adding some extra comfort to the board. The design is very subtle and sleek. There's a couple of decals along the grip. They have their Meepo logo on the board as well, and along with an arrow. And that indicates the direction that the board is facing. So I will say this, one thing I don't prefer about this grip tape is how they have it covering the screw holes, which hinders putting any hardware like shred lights or a foot stop on your board. So I wish they went a different route with that, but it's not a deal breaker. Okay, let's talk about the wheels. The wheels on this thing are stock 90mm 78A, which are super soft. These definitely feel a little bit softer than a 78A, which I don't mind and I actually prefer because it grips the road more. You can really dig into those carves and come in on turns with higher speeds just because of that. And it also makes the ride a lot more comfortable. Another thing to note about the wheels is they are Kegel core. So the Meepo Voyager comes with these Kegel pulleys. Also, the board comes with these Cyclone wheels, which are Meepo's own design. They are 110mm. They are super soft, and this is actually my first time riding these style wheels and giving them a try, and I actually like them. One thing to note about these wheels, and we'll touch on that as well about the speed, but with these Cyclone wheels, they actually give the board more speed because they are slightly larger. All right, let's take a look at the trucks. The trucks are forged RKP, which are reverse kingpin, and they are designed for stability and higher speeds. The trucks are 8-inch trucks, which are pretty average and common for this style board. I definitely like the look of the trucks. They are clean and well designed. Now the motors on this thing, they are pretty cool looking, I have to say. I definitely like them. They have this awesome look about them. They have these ridges on the outside which allow for heat disbursement. They are BLDC motors, about 2700 watts each, with a max capacity of 6358 watts. These things can definitely push you. They have great torque, and they're saying that the gradability for this thing for hills is actually 46%, which is just mind-boggling. We actually didn't get a chance to test how this thing handles hills, so stay tuned for that in the next video. The max speed is 40 miles per hour for this board, but I didn't get it anywhere near that, unfortunately. I think the max speed for the day was actually 33 miles per hour, and that is with the stock pulleys and belts, and the pulleys I believe are 36T, and that was with the Cyclone wheels. I'm sure if you start switching out pulleys and belts and different wheels, you might be able to get this board closer to 40, and I believe the belts are 245s. I'm pretty sure you can get a higher top speed out of this thing, and we will be putting that to the test, trying different pulleys, and we may actually put the 100mm boa constrictors on this thing and take it for a ride. See if we can get this thing above 35 miles per hour. The battery is a 12S3P 518 watt-hour battery, and that is definitely comparable to other boards right now on the market. It's a genuine A-grade Samsung 40T, which is pretty decent for a street board of this size. So definitely awesome job there, Meepo. You're making things interesting, to say the least. On the battery housing, you notice there's this button, which is a battery indicator, and if you just press it, it will show you the current battery life, and that is definitely unique. Not many boards have that option, so awesome there. So the range they're saying this board can get is about 24 to 36 miles, and we will definitely be putting that to the test. Now, we did race the board up against other boards, draining some of the battery, and then halfway through that, we switched from the 90mm to the Cyclone wheels, and then we finished out the night on the Cyclone wheels. After all said and done, we got about 13 miles, and we had 2 bars left, and that was after a pretty aggressive session, so you know, we got to take that into consideration as well. So we will do a proper range test. Cool thing to know about the board is you can actually power it on by either pushing the board, and that engages the motors and turns the board on, or you can actually turn the board on with the remote. And when the board actually powers on, you'll hear this beeping sound. I like that, so you don't actually have to look at the button, because sometimes you go to power on the board and you just don't hit the button long enough and you're guessing whether the board is actually on yet. So that's definitely cool. The ESC is the LYFOC 55B. That was long. Cool features about the ESC is the locking. So for instance, when you are hitting the brake, the wheels will totally lock when you come to a complete stop, holding you in place. So even when you're on a slight downhill or decline, the wheels will lock you in place, so that way you actually don't have to put one foot off the board. That can definitely be convenient in certain situations, so that is cool. One thing I did notice about this ESC is when I was in turbo mode, I seemed to be feeling a little bit of a twitchy response, a little bit of a jitter in the ESC, which was weird. But when you got up to a certain speed, it just smoothed itself out, and that really wasn't a factor anymore. But I did notice that. It was almost like the board was juiced up and it wanted to just go. And if you played it slow in turbo mode, it would just twitch and give you that feeling like the board just wanted to take off on you. Another thing about the remote is that it is very small, it is sleek, and yeah, it's just tiny. I do like the remote design. I think it is definitely cool. I love the color. It's just a little too small in my hands. It feels like it should be a little bit heavier, higher end. I'm not saying that it feels cheap, but it definitely just doesn't feel like it compares to the quality of the actual Voyager. So that's one thing to know about the remote. The board has 4 modes, 4 being turbo, 1 being the slowest mode, which is beginner mode. And on the remote, of course, you have all of the normal indications like your speed, your battery life, all of that good stuff. The brakes on this thing are super responsive as well. And that all ties into that ESC. I had no problems with the brakes. I definitely like when I can trust a board, so good job there, Meepo. Now for the price of the Voyager, that is the main thing for me. How they have this board priced out is actually mind-blowing to me, and I believe it's going to change the markets. And in the future, for us, we're starting to get to a different level where the performance of these boards and the speed of these boards are just, they keep improving, and the prices seem to be coming down, which is absolutely incredible. For the price of this board and the specs that you get out of it, it's totally worth it. It's just a no-brainer, and I would definitely recommend this board for anybody, especially if you're new. My final thoughts on this board, I would definitely give it 5 stars, and that is mostly due to the price. If this board was a little bit over $1,000, then I would give it about 4 stars, but because of that price, 5 stars. It's very nimble, easy to get used to, so Meepo has done it again, so bravo. If you're thinking of getting this board, don't forget to use discount code CITYSURFER at checkout. That will take off some of the price for you, helping you out and also helping me out as well. And that is much appreciated, so thank you. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you come back, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way you're aware of new videos, which are every week, so you don't want to miss out. And until next time.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all care.